Hey everyone, welcome to the Breakthrough Entrepreneurs Show, where we empower entrepreneurs to overcome the challenge of work life balance, burnout, break bad, old, unhealthy, negative habits, behaviors, build new habits, create new rituals, new routines. I'm your host, Muhammad Faraj, and today our topic is why breaking bad habits feels hard and how to truly change. I'm sure you have wondered and you have asked yourself, or maybe asked people in your circle or around you, that why breaking bad habits are so hard. Why do you struggle with breaking bad, unhealthy, negative habits, behaviors, routines? Why do you find it very hard to break a certain behavior or a habit that you find yourself, even though you're trying, even though you are repeating your routine, even though you're trying to replace it with a good, healthy, positive habit, but it seems like no matter how many times you try, and no matter how long you've been trying, you still struggle. You still find it very hard to break that particular or that certain habit or behavior. And sometimes you find yourself feeling disappointed, stressed, overwhelmed, frustrated because you start to tell yourself, why the hell this habit keeps showing up in my life? Why can't I just break it or just replace it? Why can't I just improve myself? Why can't I just transform my life? Why can't I just change? Why does it feel so hard to change? And I'm sure there are some habits, there are some behaviors that keep showing up in your daily life as entrepreneur, and you don't feel happy, you don't feel fully satisfied with your daily life because your goal, your dream, your wish is to become the person that you always dream to be. Your wish, your goal, your dream is to change your life, to transform your entrepreneurial life. So finally, you will feel happy, healthy, fulfilled, positive, and enjoying your success, enjoying your wins, enjoying your progress, enjoying, most importantly, breaking your old bad negative habits, behaviors, routines, and build or replace them with new habits, new behaviors, new healthy positive routines that generates happiness in your daily life, that make you feel lighter, faster, happier, fulfilled, healthy, and being grateful for everything in your life. So in this topic, in this episode, I'm going to talk about this area in our daily life, and I'm going to share with you some insights, tips, practical steps that will help you transform your routines, your habits, and breaking some of your habits that you find yourself constantly struggling, and it leads you to feeling overwhelmed, annoyed, frustrated, stressed when you start your day or when you end your day. So, my friends, bad habits are not very good. They are very bad. I mean, their names is very bad. Bad habits or unhealthy habits or negative habits or deteriorated habits. You see, I mean, what habits are? I mean, a habit is a redundant behavior that you have been practicing so many times without gaining awareness, without wondering, without being curious why you are repeating that habit, why you are repeating that particular behavior. And you've been practicing those habits, you've been establishing them, you've been building them, you've been programming your subconscious mind with so many habits that your body have become really good at repeating those habits. I mean, you've been repeating your old negative, unhealthy, bad habits, behaviors, routines for the past, I don't know, maybe a year or 5 years or 10 years or maybe 20 years. And you never stopped and asked yourself why you are repeating those behaviors, why you are implementing those habits, and why they are running in your life. So you've been practicing them, you've been repeating them, you've been putting so much time, energy, attention to repeat those habits, whether if they are good habits or bad habits. So you have been uncontrolled over your behaviors. You have been uncontrolled over your habits for the last years. So do you think you can just break those habits overnight? Do you think you will wake up suddenly in the morning and you are totally a new transformed version of yourself? For example, do you think just by going to the gym for one day as a beginner and you will transform your muscles, you will just suddenly become someone who's shredded or someone with so many big muscles? And do you think you will suddenly become a very fast runner or very lighter or very healthy person? Do you think just because today you ate a salad like broccoli or carrots or some vegetables and you will suddenly become a very healthy person? Do you think just because you wrote a sentence today about a particular article or a book, do you think you will just become suddenly a writer? So we need to understand that those habits, those behaviors, they've been running in your life for various reasons for a long time ago. So just to expect a change in your life suddenly or overnight or just in a week or in a month, that is diluting yourself. You're just dreaming. So I don't mean to discourage you. I don't mean to not to make you feel unmotivated or you make or you feel like it's very hard or this will take a long time. I don't mean to discourage you, but to be honest with you, breaking bad old negative unhealthy habit and building a new habit, it's hard, it's difficult, it will take time, it will take energy, it will take effort. And if you find yourself you are struggling or it feels hard, you need to accept that and you need to realize that it is hard. It is hard for everyone. It's normal. It's a process. So just because you repeat one good habit for one day, it doesn't mean that you're going to transform or change your life drastically. So it takes practice. It takes so many times repeating. It takes awareness. It takes to fully be aware or realize that, okay, there's a certain bad habit or behavior in my life that is running and keep showing up in my daily life. So I better get ready for it. I better plan for that behavior, for that habit. I better journal that bad habit. I need to track that bad habit, measure my habit. So we need to gain awareness. We need to become crystal clear about some of those habits that keep showing up every day, every week, every month in our daily life, and that we need to plan, we need to become aware, and we need to work on breaking that bad habit. I know it feels hard. I know you're struggling. I know you feel like, oh, it doesn't matter how many times I'm trying, and it seems like I'm failing, seems like the same behavior, the same bad habit keeps repeating or keeps showing up in my daily life. But the good news is It's normal and it's possible to break that bad, unhealthy, negative habit. I mean, I'm talking about my own personal experience. I struggled a lot. It took me a while. It took so many repetitions. It took so much practice to break some of my old bad habits. I mean, one of my own unhealthy, negative, bad habit was every time I started my day, I would feel like a victim. I would feel tired, exhausted, and I would feel stuck, stagnation in my life, and I would expect the bad, the worst scenarios in my life. But once I became aware, but once I became very aware and realized that, okay, why is this habit keeps showing up in my daily life? Why is it happening only when I wake up in the morning, only when I start my day? So what I did is I replaced it with a good, healthy, positive habit. Instead of starting my day, instead of feeling like a victim whenever I went to that gym and visit the same local area, I would replace it with a good, healthy, positive habit. I would review my progress. I would visualize my future. I would think and feel my goals, my dreams. And I replaced that bad habit of just worrying and expecting bad, negative scenarios or feeling like stuck or stagnant in my life. I replaced it with journaling. I write down my goals, my dreams. I write down what I'm good at, all my God given gifts. I write down every good thing about my life, how grateful I am. Because because of our bad habit, we don't we don't do journaling, we don't remind ourselves how grateful we should be. So you keep thinking, you keep feeling what is worse about your life, what is negative, and you never remind yourself about how grateful you should be, about the great people in your life, about the amazing, incredible friends, family you have in your life. So you keep programming your subconscious mind just to focus on what is lacking, what is negative, what is unhealthy, what is bad, what is worse, what is fearful in my life. So I replaced that bad habit. Before, same thing when it comes to like sport. I had this bad habit where every time I got distracted or procrastinated or didn't want to do the work, what I would do is just do sport. I would go out and spend hours on doing sport. I don't know, ice hockey or biking or mountain biking, or I would go out and do very high intensity training or long running, and I would just waste my time where I would come back like many hours later or at the end of the day feeling tired, exhausted, drained, depleted with energy, and I could barely move my body. I could barely drink a water or grab a glass of water. I could barely cook a food. I mean, some of those days I couldn't even cook a food. Some of those days I couldn't do any work. I couldn't study software development or programming. I couldn't do anything because I couldn't move my body because of my bad habits. Where every time I didn't feel like I want to do the work or I want to study or I want to complete my projects, my tasks, what I would do is because of my bad habit, because of my bad behavior, I would just escape. I kept escaping the most important work. I kept escaping from my home. I kept escaping from being productive, from being focused. But I became aware of this bad habit, and even though I struggled with it, even though I found it a bit hard during the process, but I finally had to break that bad habit. So what I did is instead of going for 2 3 hours of running or biking or training or doing long workout and exhausting and depleting my energy and leading me to burnout, what I did is I just took like, I don't know, 20 30 minutes of long walking outside in a beautiful sunshine or beautiful nature place. I mean, It was the same. It was an outdoor activity, but I kept going there. I kept listening to music, podcasts. I kept calling a friend. It took me a while, but then I finally was able to replace some of those sport outdoor activities that were consuming, like, I don't know, at least 2 3 4 hours of my day and not doing the work. I replaced it with doing the work and then going out for just a short walk, or I would call a friend. And I had another bad habit where I would always waste so much time on social media or scrolling, or I don't know, playing music and just scrolling on images, memories. So what I did is I had to start replacing those bad habits with good, healthy, positive habits. What I did is I had to deactivate some of my social media accounts. I had to log out, sign out from some of my social media accounts. I had to remove some of those images. I had to delete, like, music app, for example, like Spotify or any other apps. So I removed them, I replaced them, I stayed away from those habits. I replaced them for a while, and I reminded myself, if I keep practicing my new habits and avoiding those bad negative habits like playing music or scrolling on social media or scrolling on memories, images, or calling friends. So I had to log out from all social media. I had to deactivate some of my accounts. I had to remove and delete some of those memories, images. I had to move some of my stuff from my computer to my mobile device and keep my mobile device on a silent mode, or switching off, or keeping it in another room, or staying away from my devices throughout the day. I had to practice, repeat, and I reminded myself every time, every day I make progress. Every time, every day I stay away from those bad habits. Every time, every day I keep getting better, getting closer to my new positive, healthy habits, routines, rituals, that I'm going to be a very successful, I'm going to be a very happy person, I'm going to be a very healthy, I'm going to be distractions free. And then I started reading books. I had to listen to podcasts, other people's podcasts, and watch other successful entrepreneurs interviews. I wanted to learn how are they implementing their routines, their habits. I had to listen and read some of those successful people's documentary or their history about how were they starting their day, how were they waking up in the morning, what are they doing when they wake up in the morning, what habits are they repeating, what rituals, routines are they implementing, like from Tim Cook, from Elon Musk, from Steve Jobs, from many icons, successful entrepreneurs. I had to learn their habits, their routines, their rituals, their behaviors, their days. How are they starting their days? How much are they training? How much are they practicing? How much are they working? How long are they spending time with their work, with their activities? So I had to gain knowledge. I had to learn. I had to take steps. I had to take actions. And I had to align my habits, my choices with my ambitions, with my goals, with my dreams. So it took me a while and I struggled a lot. And some of those days, to be honest with you, I wasn't so happy of breaking those habits or repeating better habits. But I promise you, in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you will start to feel like, oh my God, wow, I used to bike, I used to run, I used to do heavy workout or in high intensity training for 2 3 hours just to react or just to respond of feeling bored or stressed or just escaping and running away from doing hard work. I find myself I'm enjoying my life. I find myself I'm making progress. I'm getting better. I'm a happy person. I'm happy because I'm not that my old version who used to waste so much time, escape from doing hard or important work. Now I find myself, I'm staying focused, I'm being productive, I'm being a healthy person. What the hell? What just happened? So once you change, once you transform, once you start practicing your new habits, your new routines, your new rituals, the dopamine kick starts in your day, and your body will produce happiness, energy, the serotonin, the endorphin hormones in your body, and you will start to feel very happy, and you will start to remind yourself that, oh my God, if I just keep practicing, if I just keep repeating my new habits, even though I'm struggling today, even though it feels hard, and if you just force your new habits, you need to force them. You need to say, no, I'm gonna do it. No, today I'm going to have a wonderful, great, amazing day. Today I'm going to break those damn unhealthy, negative habits that keeps me feel stuck, stagnant, miserable, bored, stressed, overwhelmed, frustrated in my life. I'm going to replace them. I don't like them. I hate those habits because they are keeping me stuck, because they are robbing my time, my energy, and my success. They are keeping me away from achieving my goals, making my dreams come true. So once you align your new habits, once you keep reminding yourself, once you journal, once you repeat good, healthy, positive habits, rituals, routines, just like those successful entrepreneurs or icons like Elon Musk or Steve Jobs, once you start this transformation journey and follow this process every day, every week, every month, I promise you, you will feel much happier with yourself. Your self-esteem will increase. You will feel happy, proud of yourself, of who you are becoming, and that you are leaving that old version. You are leaving that old self, that stagnant, that stuck person in your life. You are leaving that. You are removing that person from your life. You're telling yourself, my old version used to repeat that bad habit. My old version used to get distracted so easily. My old version used to procrastinate on social media, or answering some friend's phone call, or listening to music, or escaping hard work, or not eating healthy, or buying, I don't know, fast food, or chunky fat processed or unhealthy sweetie or sugary food. But my new version would never repeat that habit. I am my new version. I am my new self. I am the new person. Say to yourself, keep repeating yourself, and remind yourself that you are your new version. Even though I'm struggling with some of those damn bad habits, those damn unhealthy negative behaviors, even though I'm struggling, but remind yourself that breaking a bad habit, it will take time, effort, energy, and you will get there. I promise you. You will break that bad habit. You will diminish that behavior. So work on your habits and accept that it can take time, it can take effort, because research and science shows to us today that it takes from 21 days to 66 days to break a bad or unhealthy habit or behavior. And some of those research, or some of those universities, they have done a research, and they found out that it takes, like, I don't know, more than 80 days to break a bad unhealthy habit behavior. But even though if it takes time, even though if it's process, even though if you are struggling, but be happy, because the good news are what you are doing, or the bad habit or the bad behavior that you keep repeating or that you are struggling with, just be happy that it's a bad habit. It's just a negative behavior. So there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with your mindset. There's nothing wrong with who you are. You're not sick. You're not a patient. You're not stuck in your life. You're not stagnant. There's nothing wrong with your life. And stop being victim. Stop reminding yourself, I'm this, I'm unhealthy, I'm bad, I don't have the skills, or I'm not good in breaking bad habit, or I don't think that business would work, I'm going to fail. And you bring so many bad stories into your life. You bring so many negative bad behaviors, habits, or negative thinking, negative emotions, negative feelings into your life. So there is nothing wrong with your life, my friend, whether you're an entrepreneur or a solopreneur or a family who run a business, or you're working alone from your home. There's nothing with you. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with your life. It's just that those habits, those behaviors, they've been running in your life. You kept repeating them for the past years. You kept practicing them, and you became really good at repeating those bad habits. So do you think your brain goes, your body goes, do you think suddenly you will just break those bad habits, those bad behaviors? Do you think you will just escape from them? Do you think you will just change or transform your entrepreneurial life overnight, or in one day, or in a week, or in a month? My friends, those successful people who achieved so much success in their life, they've been building good, positive, healthy habits since they were kids. I mean, go read about Elon Musk. Go watch his documentary. He's been reading books, I don't know, since he was like 6, 7 years old. He became in love with reading. He's been reading books. He's been learning. He's been creative in his life. He's been building stuff. He taught himself how to code, and then build a game, and then started to build apps, and then he started to build softwares, and then he got into rocket science. So he's been repeating good, healthy, positive habits almost whole his entire life. Elon Musk wasn't distracted. He wasn't procrastinating. He wasn't escaping from hard work. He wasn't eating unhealthy, fat, processed, sweetie, chunky food, meals, or products. He wasn't wasting his time on restaurants, bars, drinking, parties, or just doing or chasing pleasure or fun. No, he was reading. He was developing good skills. He was building good, healthy, positive habits. So this is just a simple example for you that the bad news is that breaking a bad habit, behavior, it takes time, and you will struggle. And some of those days you will feel like it's not working. Some of those days you will find yourself you have wasted time because you came from the gym late, or you came to your work late, or you got procrastinated just simply by snacking, or just because you ate something unhealthy. Or some days you will find yourself that while you are working, while you are productive, focused, and suddenly someone called you, suddenly someone sent you SMS, suddenly someone invited you to some activity, to some event, and you just start thinking that should I do it or not? Should I do the work, or should I accept that invitation? Should I do the hard work, or should I just say yes to those people? They invite you for entertainment, they invite you for fun activities, and you leave your job, you leave your work, you delay your hard work, your most important tasks, projects gets to be delayed, and you tell yourself because of your bad habit, I'll do it later, I'll do it on the evening, I'll do that important work tomorrow. And that evening, that tomorrow, that next weekend, that next week will become month, 2 months, 3 months, and you find yourself you are overdoing your deadlines, you're passing your deadlines, you're not following your healthy, positive, productive routines, your habits, and then later on you find yourself, you are regretful, you are disappointed, you feel stressed, overwhelmed. Why can't I just control my behavior? Why can't I just control my healthy life? Why couldn't I say no to those people? Why couldn't I just do the hard work? Why couldn't I just handle the boredom or feeling lonely in my entrepreneurship, just for the sake of freedom, just for the sake of my dream life? So I promise you, some of those bad habits will keep dragging you to a failure. They will keep dragging you to your old version, to your old self. But you need to break those bad habits and be aware that it's hard, you will struggle, and you will find it difficult. But good habits, good, positive, healthy habits, routines, rituals will bring you success. Good, healthy, positive, healthy habits, rituals, routines, they will bring you freedom. They will bring you that dream life. So you are doing the hard work, you are struggling with building bad habits and breaking old negative bad habits, but I promise you, you are building a better life for you and for your family. So to truly change, we need to start our days always with the same morning routine, with the same rituals, so we can regulate our life. So that way we are following the other tasks, the other projects in our calendar, in our schedule. Because once you break habit, take control over your life. So you tell yourself, instead of starting your day with the morning routine and rituals, when you tell yourself, oh, I don't want to go to the gym, I don't want to do the morning routine, I don't want to do the training, or when you tell yourself that, oh, I don't feel like it, or you're being lazy, or you are trying to escape going out for running, or for, I don't know, for training or doing your workout, or you don't find it very pleasurable, very fun to go and hit the gym, and what you do is you skip your morning routine, you start working, and then you find yourself, you are dragging yourself during the day. You find yourself feeling low energy, tired, exhausted, and not motivated, and 90% during that day you will get procrastinated, you will get distracted, because you didn't start your day with a morning routine. And when you feel tired, low in energy, unmotivated, not driven, you find it that it's very hard to do the work, it's very hard to handle the loneliness, it's very hard to do the deep important work, and you will find yourself, you are just drifting and just escaping your hard work. Because when you skip your morning routine, when you skip good, healthy, positive habits, you will skip your work, you will skip your workout, you will skip your focus, you will skip from being productive, you will skip your most important work in your entrepreneurial life. So truly change comes from constantly repeating and being consistent with your new positive healthy habits. And when you repeat enough, when you practice those habits, just like in sport, athletics, they practice their movements, they practice when they are, I don't know, passing balls, or maybe doing strikes in baseball, or when they are dribbling the basketball in basketball sport. So they keep practicing their habits, they keep practicing their movements. In music, artists, they practice their habits by constantly singing their song and thinking about the lyrics of their song. They keep practicing that, playing that song, they keep practicing and improving their music, their songs, their playlist. Same thing with students, they keep practicing studying and getting their homework done. They keep practicing writing. They keep practicing listening to their teachers or to their professors. They keep practicing reading. So, this is what you need to do. You need to keep practice, because even though you will struggle, even though it won't feel very enjoyable, very fun, but I promise you, you will get there. I noticed that from my own personal experience, where when I used to work at a local elementary school here in my area in Sweden, so whenever the school season started, I would find that when the students they come back from their long vacation, which is, I don't know, from 2 to 3 months, when they used to come back to the school, and at the beginning they would struggle, they would find it bored, or they would find it hard or difficult to start the same routine, come to the school early in the morning and sit in those classrooms and make sure that they come on time, they listen to their teachers, they are reading, they are writing, they are studying, they are learning, they need to make sure that they are doing their homework. And they would find that it's very hard, it's difficult. They would struggle in the first 1 month, 2 months, 3 months at the school, because they came back from vacation, from entertainment, from doing very fun, enjoyable travels, vacations, activities like grilling, enjoying being with their families at home, visiting their friends, playing their sport, traveling around. But suddenly, when they come back to their schools, when the season starts, they don't feel like it. They are not so motivated. They are not so driven. They are not excited. They find it very hard or bored to come back to school. But I noticed that those students, after, I don't know, 2 3 months, after they get adapted to the school schedule, to their routines, when they wake up in the morning, prepare breakfast, or some of them they do some physical activity, and they come to the school and they start their lessons and they do their sport lessons, their physical activities, and they start to meet up with each other, talk to each other, and they start to enjoy the school. And I would find them that they come to the school, but they don't feel the same. Their state has been changed. Why? Because they start the same habits that they built before the season ended. They start the same habits, they repeat the same routines, same rituals, where they wake up early in the morning, they prepare their breakfast, or they do some type of training, and they come to school. My school usually starts with a physical activity lesson, and then they go to their classroom, they sit, they attend those lessons, they listen to their teachers. So they would start feeling normal. So they are not struggling at the same way they used to. So usually when students starts their season, they don't feel very fun. It doesn't feel very enjoyable to come to school. They feel low energy. But after a while, after a few months, those students, they start to enjoy coming to the school, because they have built good habits. So they don't find that sitting in the classroom feels bored or very long or unmotivated. Instead, they find it easy. They find that sitting in the classroom, it's less harder. It's more easier than it used to be, or at the beginning. So this is a perfect example about building good habits and breaking your old bad habits and truly change. So at the beginning, habits, behaviors feels hard, feel boredom. You don't feel like you want to do them. You don't feel like you want to leave your comfort zone. It doesn't feel very sexy. It doesn't feel so fun to repeat a good, healthy habit. But after a while, after a few months, you would find yourself, it's much easy. They became automatic now. Your routines, your rituals, your habits, they became automatic. You'll find it very fun, very enjoyable. I don't know, if you're content creator, you find it very easy to create content. If you are author, you would find it much easier to do writing. You would find that you're enjoying writing. It feels easy, it feels fun, and you remind yourself that if I complete this writing, or if I complete creating content, or if I complete that particular task project, I will feel happy, I will feel excited, I will enjoy my progress, my win, I will reward myself. So we need to keep repeating those habits until they become easier, until they become very fun, until they become enjoyable experience. And when it comes to habits or breaking bad habits, my friends, we need to understand that we're building a better life for ourselves. We are transforming our entrepreneurial life. So I don't need to rely, I don't need to depend, I don't need to set a limited time. I don't need to wait for, I don't know, 6 months or 80 days to break a bad habit or to build or establish a new habit. I don't need to wait. I remind myself, this is my life, this is my lifestyle, because habits are lifestyles. So habits are identity. You have became someone who loves writing. You became someone who loves doing sport activities and taking care of your health. And every time you look at yourself on the mirror, you find yourself, you're happier, you're healthier, you are more smiling, and you look more fit, you have a good body shape. And when it comes to working performance or productivity or focus, you find yourself, you're working faster, your speed has changed. You find yourself, you're lighter in your body. You find yourself, you are focusing even though no one is telling you to or ask you to focus. You're doing automatically while you are working as an entrepreneur, or while you are lonely in your journey. You find yourself, you are implementing good, healthy, positive habits without any structure, without any team, without anyone telling you, do this habit, implement that morning routine, go to the gym. You find yourself, you're doing automatically, just like brushing your teeth. You brush your teeth automatically, without any conscious, without any awareness. You just wake up in the morning and you just do it. No one tells you to do it. It's not a task, it's not a project, it's not a must. You just do it automatically. All your habits, all your routines, all your behaviors, one day they will stick. They will be established in your entrepreneurial daily life. They will become just like brushing your teeth. They will become very automatic. You will find yourself, you love doing them. You find yourself, you're enjoying the experience. You are enjoying repeating those good, healthy, positive habits. And once you practice enough, once you establish, once you build those new habits, your bad, unhealthy, negative habits, they will fade away. They will disappear. I promise you. So habits, routines are lifestyle. I'm not waiting for a certain time. I don't have a deadline. I don't have a date. I made the decision that I'm going to break my old self, my old version, and build a new version of myself, transform my life so I can be proud in front of my family. I can be proud of myself in front of the people in my circle, my friends, my relatives, the people that I'm working with. I promise you, good, healthy, positive habits, they make you feel happy, fulfilled, energized, active, fast, lighter, more fitter. You look handsome, you look beautiful when you look at yourself on the mirror. You find yourself, you're walking faster, you're talking faster, you're working faster, you're enjoying your life. You find yourself, you are very grateful for your life. Why? Because you have detached, you have removed those unhealthy, bad, negative habits that kept you stuck, that kept you feel stagnant, whether in your life or in your business. So that old version is gone now. It's gone. It disappeared. You are living your new version. So it will bring you so much happiness, so much success, so much wins in your life if you truly change, if you just change, if you just take responsibility over your life. So share your good habit, share your positive habits with accountability partner. Find someone in your life who you can talk to them, who you can tell them every day, every week, every month about what good positive habits that you are implementing, what bad habits that you used to be or that you used to hold on, or a bad, unhealthy, negative identity of yourself that you used to be. Celebrate your win, reward yourself, do some fun, enjoyable activities at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the month, just to reward yourself, just to celebrate your new positive, healthy habits. And you are throwing away that old version of you, and you are embracing and maintaining a good, healthy, positive version of yourself. That's it. That's what I got for you in this episode. I hope you enjoyed watching or listening to this content, and I am doing my best to share with you so many tips, insights, strategies, practical steps about building better, healthy habits, routines, rituals, and throwing away and breaking and replacing and removing some of or many of those many negative, bad, unhealthy habits that leads you to feel stressed, overwhelmed, exhausted, burnout, disappointed about your life, about your entrepreneurial life. Please don't forget to follow me on iTunes or Spotify, and make sure that you download your free guide down in the description area. I put some links for you where you can download your free guide, where you can start building good, healthy habits, breaking old, bad, negative habits, and reclaim your healthy life. Also, I have put down some links for my social media so you can follow me, so you can subscribe to my channel on YouTube, so you can follow me on Instagram, so you can get new videos every day. Every day I put a new content on my social media, and I share same thing: tips, insights, strategies, examples, practical steps about transforming your entrepreneurial life. Thank you so much for watching or listening, and I can't wait to publish a new episode. Bye everyone.